So, welcome back. As you can see, the place looks a lot different now. This area is pretty much the same, except I had to put like a door here to stop zombies chasing me back up from like the caves, back up round here. They do break doors down though, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, it stops them temporarily. This like section is pretty much the same, but in here we've got a lot of improvements. Off camera, I turned the furnaces into iron furnaces. I've created a few more machines other than my pulverizer. This is a liquid transposer that pretty much just fills stuff up with liquid. It's going to be used later on when I need to create a certain like storage machine. And that's the induction smelter. That kind of acts like a pulverizer, as in you get 2 ingots for every ore you smelt. But unlike the pulverizer, you don't have to pulverize it first and then smelt it using a furnace. So in some respects it's kind of better that way, although it does need sand to run. And behind here I've just got my electrical engine, and that's hooked up to these conductive pipes, and they pretty much, you can see this little blue line here. That's essentially energy being transferred to the machine, sort of like electricity in your wires. Except it's called Minecraft Joules, I believe. Yeah, I think that's it. Back here, I now have 3 coke ovens. I took a trip to the desert and brought back a load of sand, so I was able to make quite a lot. And I kind of scavenged some clay around, and I've kind of improved it a bit. I've got quite a lot of creosote oil at the moment. I've been having these running for quite a bit. I've got a lot of charcoal in here, actually. Okay. Grab that. I had to block up my back entrance because mobs were getting in. I've now got a space for a blast furnace, and basically a blast furnace allows me to get some higher tier equipment, so I'm going to be wanting to build that soon. However, unfortunately some of the components of the blast furnace, I'll show you quickly, they require a lot of stuff from the nether. Blast furnace brick. You can see you need the magma cream, which is the blaze powder, but you also need soul sand and nether brick. So we're going to need to find a nether fortress. That's pretty much the same thing, as you can see there. We're going to need to find a nether fortress and steal a load of bricks, as well as kill some blazes, which is going to be fun. I made an anvil, and I tried it out, but to be honest I don't think it's worth it for the experience level you have to put in. So I'm not entirely sold on this anvil yet. I don't like the fact that I have to put in resources as well as my levels that I might use for enchanting later. So that's pretty cool. I also started work on the library using the books I stole from the villagers. But as you can see here, I didn't really get far because I ran out of leather. Paper I'm fine on, but leather is a big issue. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this section. I moved some stuff downstairs. I was trying to make this into a storage area, but I only got so far, and like at the moment I pretty much haven't been really keeping to it much. In here I've got some tools for making slime balls. This is a heater, and this is a crystallizer. And basically the heater will heat up the crystallizer, and it will turn these ingredients into slime balls. But this needs a power source to run, which I haven't built yet. I'm in the process of making it, but I'm going to make it later once I've got the blaze powder. As you can see, I need slime balls here for the magma cream. Okay, and in here I've just got a compressor and a bat box, which is like a power storage device attached to a generator. I've been using this to... It turns out you can, with the pulverizer, you can pulverize coal into coal dust. So then you put that in here, you get these little balls. Combine that with some flint, you get bigger balls, and then you eventually can turn it into a diamond. That was a really terrible explanation, but essentially that's how you do it. I've also got these nice little project tables, which are sort of like a crafting table mixed with like its own inventory, so you don't have to keep stuff everywhere. And of course when you put stuff into the crafting table it will stay there. So you can yeah, you can like lay out your project on here and keep adding components as you make it, and it keeps it all in one place, which is quite nice. The only other thing which is majorly different is over here I have continued work on my wizard's tower. As you can see, it's looking nice. I stole some basalt from the volcano, and I've used this to make a ton of bricks. I believe that's the things you see on the outside are pavers, which aren't the same as bricks. Those are the bricks you can make. You can also make a darker variant, but you waste some of the basalt, I feel, so I haven't been doing that. And I've gotten around to decking a little bit of it out, but not too much. I also tried making this staircase, which didn't turn out well. It was meant to be like a curving staircase, but it just looks like a really wonky one. I think I'm gonna make this straight in the future, and yeah, and then have this going down. Hopefully further than this, if I make it straight. And then that's gonna come down into our nether portal place, which is quite a mob trap at the moment. There's a lot of mobs spawning around here. But when I'm done, I'm gonna put a massive glass window over here. Gonna deck it out with some nice furnishings. And I need to block up these places here, which I don't think I have the blocks to do now. But I'll get around to it later, I'm sure. Whilst I'm here, I may as well add a little bit more to... I've started working on the staircase here, because like at times I'd fall off a lot. Luckily there's water down there, so it wasn't really affecting me much, but at the start, if I got knocked off by a skeleton, it could be quite bad, especially at night. So luckily it's pretty much impossible now. Oh, and also there's like a little giant hole here. Gotta be careful here not to get knocked off by any skeletons. And basically I'm planning on making this a giant water tank and using it as the water source for my boilers. Should be pretty good. You can get water tanks which like draw water from your environment passively. They look pretty cool, so I might try messing around with one of them. I think at first I'm gonna try and store the water in there, and hopefully the water in there should last a long time before there's ever the possibility of it running out. Okay. Think that can go there. Hey. So yeah, I've basically been working on some really basic infrastructure, as well as pretty much making the place look pretty. I've not really got around to increasing my power yet, or messing around with magic. I kind of figured I'd wait till I was actually recording to do some of the cooler stuff that you can do with this these mods. Okay, that'll do, I think. So my plan at the moment is to get the blast furnace working, and to do that I'm going to need to go to the nether, which I thought I'd probably do around now. Unfortunately I'm going to need some ornaments, and I was thinking of just using my crossbow, since it's been like working really well so far. I've been trying to farm feathers, but not really that successfully. I've only found like, I had the eggs left over from when I killed a bunch of chickens, so I just threw them all in here, and I managed to get one chick out of it. But obviously I've still got one chick isn't really going to do much. I've started breeding cows together. I'm not entirely sure how long they take. I probably did this about 5 minutes ago, so hopefully that cow there should be growing up soon. I'm not sure if you can breed them together with their family. I think that might be like cow incest, but yeah, we'll have to see about that. Unfortunately, a creeper kind of blew up this place, so it looks a bit ragtaggety, and I had to fix the back up here with some fencing, which kind of sucked. Creeper also blew up around here. They seem to like this spot a lot, so I'm probably going to need to build some doors here, make it a little safer for me coming in and out. Right, I think at the moment I need to go and search out some chickens. Mindless slaughter, oh god. Yeah, my armor's a bit, even though I repaired it with the anvil, it didn't seem to do much, so I think I'm going to need some nano armor soon. Now, nano armor is made from a lot of coal. You basically grind it up, and you make it into like coal balls, and then you compress those coal balls, and you get these coal meshes that you then combine. You generally need like 1 diamond per piece of nano armor, I think. I've got about 9 in my chest at the moment. So once I get going, I think I'm going to definitely invest in some of that. I do need, at the moment, I do need like power sources. I am really tempted to use solar panels, because like solar panels are really good, and obviously you don't have to worry about powering them with anything. But at the same time, I feel I always use solar panels back in like Tekkit, as well as like massive generator farms. So I feel that if I use them again, I'm not going to be really experimenting much. So I'd rather try and I think I'm going to try and check out alternate sources of energy and fuel this time around. I've seen some really cool work with pumping lava out of the nether, and then using ender chests, which I believe I have installed. Ender chest. Yes, ender chests. As you can see, they're quite expensive, but once you get 2 down, it will allow you to transport materials out of the nether. So that's pretty good. You can get a lot of fuel that way. I haven't looked up the maths on it, but I believe it's like every lava cell you create is about 10,000 EU, which is the energy the generators produce and give to like compressors and all that, like macerators. It's not the same energy that pulverizers work on, but you can convert them quite easily, as you saw before, with either electrical engines, or there is something called an energy link that converts it directly without needing like an engine, or I think it might be more efficient. I don't know. I'm going to have to look this up. But I would presume so, since you can use it. Most people use it to power quarries. As you convert the power to the MG power, the quarry uses. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'd imagine electrical engines are quite wasteful, at least from what I've seen, because they need a time to like warm up, as you've seen before. But I'll have to look into that further to tell anything definite. I'm using a lot of these gems at the moment, like I've got this ruby sword, because they're basically the same strength as diamond, but obviously they get used up a lot faster, so you have to watch out for that. I think, yeah, there's a lot of chickens around here if I remember rightly. Unfortunately I do need the feathers, but I don't want to slaughter too many of them, because I need the eggs, and I need to get chickens back in my pen in order to breed them. Lucky thing is I can take these eggs, and instead of having to run all, like the chickens all the way back to my actual base, I can just hopefully spawn a chicken out of the eggs. It's not for definite. I wonder if there's like some way of being able to spawn them 100% all the time from the eggs, because that would help a lot. I think I'll just slaughter most of these here. I'll leave like 1 or 2 alive. I'll leave those 2 alive. I think there's one over here. Okay. Hello. Okay. So we've got 3 feathers. It'd be nice if you get a lot more feathers out of these guys, because generally mostly like chickens are mostly like feathers. So 1 feather seems a bit harsh, if you see what I mean. Oh, that guy gave me no feathers. I've currently killed 5 chickens and got 3 feathers. Seems a little strange. Oh well, that guy gave me 2, so I guess it's all good. Okay, I think that should be enough for a little bit. Enough for like 1 sort of incursion? I think it's incursion, where you invade somewhere. Incursion into the nether, I'm gonna call it. Might be. Ooh, hello. Thought you could hide from me, huh? I wish I didn't have to kill them to get their feathers. Maybe I can shear them. I don't think so. Can you imagine a bold chicken? Aww. I feel really sorry for him then. I think in some ways killing him is probably more respectful. At least he'd have his honor, honor still. I don't know. Do chickens worry about honor? It's a good question. Who knows these things? How'd that guy get there? I swear he wasn't there before. Huh, okay. I need some food soon too. I got a lot of bread because I was making the wheat for the cows earlier, which is pretty good. I don't have any seeds, do I? No. I was thinking of bringing one of these guys back with me, but apparently that's not a thing. Okay, let's make some bolts. 28 bolts. I think we're good. Most things die in like 1 crossbow bolt, so obviously you saw me messing around with the musket before. I looked it up on the wiki again. Apparently it is more powerful than the crossbow, but whenever I seem to hit stuff with the musket it does less damage. Or at least it doesn't kill them in 1 hit, whereas the crossbow does. It's possible that the musket round's like affected by like different multipliers or something along those lines. Looks like Squid's committed suicide here, strangely.